Good evening, everybody. Took the day off of work today with permission of my supervisors and letting those that I supervise know because one of my dear friends passed away yesterday, and one of our Balabatim, one of our congregants here at the synagogue passed away. He lived in Queens, but he had a home right down the block from me, and not only was he a member of the congregation, but he was someone who we really loved and cared about very much. And he got sick. For him, and we thought he was getting better. People said Tehillim hundreds of times. Hundreds of people all together said Tehillim. Probably 100 times they went through the whole Tehillim. And later, unfortunately, we said goodbye to him today, and it's very sad. To his wonderful family, who we love very much, and he was someone who I really respected him. He was someone who loved Torah, loved Yiddishkeit, loved Hasidus, but loved life, and it was very normal and balanced and down to earth and intelligent. He was a doctor, and he loved to travel. He really seized life and made the most of it, and lived a very full life. And he was just always a pleasure to be around. And he was a Baal Chesed, a Baal Tzedakah, and it's a big loss for our community. And so it was meaningful for me to take this day to go and show him that honor. And the interesting thing, of course, the burial was in Suffolk County, in Long Island, and in the next cemetery over, like a half a mile away, are my Baba and Zayda and my Baba's family, her parents and aunts and uncles. And then her grandparents and great-grandparents are actually buried in Pennsylvania, in Bradford, Pennsylvania, which is an interesting place. And I made videos here and there on YouTube of my visits to Bradford. So in any event, I asked a few rabbis if there's any heter, if there's any permission, even though it's the month of Nisan and it's customary not to go to cemeteries. But here I am in the cemetery, and there's another cemetery across the street, and that's where my Baba and Zayda I'd like to go visit. And I was told, no, we don't do that. And so that's a fascinating thing, but it is what it is. And I appreciate the opportunity to follow a custom and to be faithful to that. And I feel bad for the family to be at the Seder and without such a special father who really loved them. And so it was an interesting day I had today. So more than halfway home, about an hour left to my trip, and just thinking, just wanted to say hello to everybody. I don't usually like to make these types of videos that really don't have a general message that could be appreciated by a wider audience, but it is what it is. here we are. Well, with that being said, and I guess to remember my friend Reb Shimshon, he was someone who was very interested in politics and in culture, and he enjoyed going to opera, and he was an expert in operas and so forth. So, and maybe a little bit of politics we should talk about, or a little bit of Yiddishkeit, or what. But I see some people are sending the text messages, so I really should go. But just want to thank you all for watching. I wish everybody a very happy and kosher Pesach. And want to discuss maybe some things about Pesach and some other channels on YouTube. So politics and things. So I want to talk about one YouTube channel that had been down for about a year and now is back up again, and that's Secure Team 10. And I'm mentioning it because I want to encourage people to help out this fellow Tyler. He's not Jewish, I don't think he's Christian, I don't think he's religious. I think he's just a guy who's interested in UFOs. He had a very difficult medical situation recently. He almost died, a young man, and now his YouTube channel has been demonetized because of inactivity. And he's asking people to write to @TeamYouTube that people should look at his channel at YouTube and re-monetize. And so if you want to look at Tyler's YouTube channel, I would recommend to check it out, watch his videos so he can, because he needs the money. He's not asking for handouts, he's not asking for Patreon or anything like that. He's asking just, he has 2 million subscribers, that he should get back to where his videos are being watched, and he can have the YouTube, the revenue from the ads, so he can pay his bills and eat and survive. So it's certainly something that I would encourage. It doesn't cost anything, and I find his videos personally very interesting. He's the one who introduced me to learning about Dr. Stephen Greer. He actually interviewed Dr. Greer on his channel, and I've found a lot of inspiration from Dr. Greer over the years, thanks to Tyler from Secure Team sharing that with us. Something else to talk about. Another friend of mine, an actual friend of mine, is Rabbi Yitzchak Pincus, and he released on Kol HaLashon a shir. It's only about 16 minutes long on the Zemer that we sing at the end of the Pesach Seder, traditionally Chad Gadya, based on the Perush HaGra and Rav Brevda's reconstruction of the Perush HaGra on the Chad Gadya. And if you can follow something with a little bit of Yeshiva Shesprach, I highly recommend this from my friend who he grew up in Ellenville, New York, another country boy like me, upstate. Ulster County is Ellenville, and we live in Sullivan County. It's the next county over. And he moved to Yerushalayim. At the same time I was learning there, we were learning, actually his brother and I were learning together, and he was working in the yeshiva, and we were good friends, and we'd go for Shabbos meals together. And he was a Talmud Chacham then. He's grown to a fine upstanding Talmud Chacham now, and it kind of gives me a certain type of nachas to hear him have shiurim on Kol HaLashon. And it's a lot more chashivas in the Torah world to Kol HaLashon than to YouTube. And I'm not on Kol HaLashon. My wife is, I believe, but I'm not. But I'm on YouTube, trying to also get monetized. But I'm far away from what Tyler from Secure Team had. But now we see in Ladan Soros, and we wish him refuahs and yeshuas, healing and salvation and good things in his life, and that he should be restored to his previous state. And I wish him well, because he's brought a lot of enlightenment and entertainment to many people, millions of people on YouTube, and that's a wonderful accomplishment. But in the olam of kedusha and holiness and sanctity, my friend Rabbi Yitzchak, certainly someone to really respect and honor, and maybe I might even put the links below at some point, if I remember, which I probably won't. Maybe if someone reminds me. Secure Team should be easy enough to find. I don't feel a need to put the link to Secure Team, but if I could put the link to Rabbi Yitzchak's Dvar Torah, I think he might appreciate that, and I wish him well. And I listened to that on this ride just now. So thank you for watching, everybody. It's nice to still have some light. Looking forward to going back to work for a couple more days, 3 days this week, so I can get my work done. Looking forward to Pesach. Still got a lot of work to do in our house, but it'll get done. Thank you for watching. God bless. Please like, share, and subscribe, comment, and we'll see you all later.